887 Central on CW. Go Series up! Morning today! And it is right. Super net, right? So the series premiere aired was last Wednesday, and if you didn't hear from the most watched news show on the CW network in 3 years. Telecast of any kind on the CW in 3 years, which is a huge deal. Great news for fans of the DC Universe. Speaking of the DC Universe, of course, this man is here, ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Creative Officer of DC Entertainment, Mr. Jeff Johns. Excited for you guys to talk to everybody here. So I'm going to bring up executive producer, writer, Mark Guggenheim. So I've known Mark a long time, and he's just done a fantastic job on the show. He's a huge comic fan, comic book writer. Mark, what are you looking forward to showing people this season?
So many things that I probably couldn't even articulate. So instead of talking about it, how about we show some stuff?
Yeah, let's play a look at this coming season on Arrow.
My father left me with a list of names, those who rule my city through intimidation and fear. It does need to stop. And if it's not going to be the courts, then it's not going to be the cops. Then it's going to be me.
You wanted to see me? I didn't become a lawyer to break the law.
I do what's necessary.
Whoever he is, he's trying to help.
He's a vigilante, and nothing and no one is going to stop me from bringing him down.
City.
Last one of them will wish I had died on that island.
My great pleasure to bring up Willa Holland, who plays Thea Queen. Who plays Diana O'Lang. And Oliver Queen himself, Stephen Amell.
let me pick up a bow, which I've never done. And it was all the ways that archery had been done poorly in film and television. You cannot do any of these things. The archery world, they have a term called leg losing. And they didn't want to leg lose. I like archery though. Archery's really fun.
Yeah, you look like you're really good at it.
I am.
Willa, why do they call you Speedy? What do you think? Katie, how does it feel to play Dinah Laurel Lance? What do you like about the character, and where do you see her future going?
Well, it's awesome. She's very strong, very smart, and obviously doing or maybe not. Where do I see her going? Mark?
I would say, I think episode 3 gives a pretty good indication about what you're capable of and where you ultimately might be headed.
Yes, I agree.
I would watch episode 3.
Oh, yes. There's certainly been some hints that you'll find definitely a lot more about Laurel and her history and what's going on and where she's headed. Good.
Mark, can you tell us a little bit about the villains? Is there a big bad? I saw the Royal Plus gang there.
Yes. We like to say that there's a biggest bad and there are a few big bads throughout the year. One thing that we are very cognizant of as we arced out the first season was how there needs to be, highs and lows and crescendos and sort of little climaxes along the way. It's going to be a very long, multi-chapter story. We like to think of like the first 5 episodes, one chapter, 6 to 9, and another chapter. Each of these chapters sort of need to build some kind of big momentous event. So that requires multiple big bads. But yeah, you saw those guys with the hockey masks are the Royal Flush Gang. You'll see them in episode 6. And yeah, there's
How awesome did that stuff go?
That's one of the great things about these guys too. They love the books, they love the characters, and there's a lot of the street level heroes throughout the DC universe are going to be in there. Can you talk about the Huntress a little bit?
the Huntress, first of all, the Huntress is played by Jessica DeGao, who is, I think, an incredibly talented actress, totally a future star. She came in and auditioned as Helen Bertelli, and I felt very much the same way I did when Stephen had come in and auditioned. Like, how this is someone who I've never seen before, but is going to be a massive, massive star. And you'll see that Helena comes onto the show in a moment where Oliver really needs someone like her. And that first episode, episode 7, is covered by myself and Kreisberg and an up-and-coming writer. You guys should really check out his stuff. It's really good. I think Jeff Johns.
Okay, so the first time I saw, Stephen doing that bar lift.
It actually wasn't him, it's me.
So Stephen, how the hell do you do that in 1 week?
All of a sudden. It's part of the obstacle course in American Ninja Warrior. I train out at Tempest Running Academy in Reseda with my coach Paul Darnell, who doubles Henry Cowell in Steel. And they have the sample out of there. And David Nutter, who directed our pilot, found out it was there, asked me if I could do it. I said, probably. And they built it. And we did it. And has been shown a lot, and I feel like we have the training sequence 2.0 in episode 8.
Definitely episode 8. It's funny though, like, we're always trying to come up with new and crazy things for Steven to be doing on the set. And I'm actually a fan of the stuff you do in episode 2, you know, the machetes.
Machetes episode 2,
really cool. And there's a Steven, not gonna spoil it, Steven free climbs a rope in episode 2. The stunt guys were like, okay, well, we're ready to wire you up here. And Steven's like, no, I actually God's wire. I got this. Wires are good.
Yeah, wires making
You
that.
do really try to do everything.
I do try to do everything.
You forget, I'm sure.
So one of my favorite things in the show is actually the contrast between All Between today and the flashbacks of the island. The island is really, really fascinating to me, and what you guys have planned for it. Can you talk a little bit about balancing that out and where we're going to go there?
First of all, big stuff happening on the island. If you're not aware of it, the pilot ends with a flashback of Oliver approaching Land U, which is the island where he spends 5 years. And the first flashback in episode 2 picks up where that flashback leaves off, and we continue the flashbacks in every episode. And we get to see more of the mystery of the island and more of Oliver's evolution from the sort of spoiled pampered rich kid that relied on that island and the cold-blooded killing machine that he obviously returned 5 years later as. And for us as producers, one of the best parts of the show, quite frankly, is the opportunity to go in each week and do those flashbacks. It just adds a huge amount of scope to a show that hopefully that trailer show already has a phenomenal amount of scope in it. But the other thing that we're doing is each flashback, even though we're proceeding in chronological order, has some sort of thematic resonance with what's going on in the present day story. So the present talks to the past and vice versa throughout the show.
So Steven, how does your mindset change when you're shooting the island versus surrounding scene?
I have to do like an hour and a half of makeup. Get a wig on. The wig hurts. My clothes are ratty. And it just changes my body language. And I really enjoy it. When the series went to series, I was hoping that Oliver, when he got to the island, would be really beaten down to nothing before he rises back up again. And as Oliver Queen in the present day, the character is incredibly, he's unconventional. And he does some things that are pretty difficult to wrap your head around. And the island helps explain why he does it, why he has to do it. And it helps you relate to the character more. So, aside from the makeup, I really enjoy it.